Hello my 420 Spot family. Happy Wednesday, May 11, 2022. And we are halfway through the week. Here is a look at what is happening today in the cannabis and psychedelic news. The top things to know. A newly unveiled Customs and Border Protection document sheds light on how the U.S. determines whether someone working in Canada's legal marijuana industry should be barred from entering the country. The Department of Justice got another extension on the deadline to reveal its position in a case on safe consumption sites for illegal drugs, but advocates say productive negotiations could lead to a settlement that would clear a path for overdose prevention centers to open across the U.S. The Internal Revenue Service's National Taxpayer Advocate published a new explainer on the marijuana industry's tax and banking challenges and how Congress could potentially address them. The New York Assembly Health Committee approved a bill to allow state and local officials to authorize and regulate overdose prevention sites where people can consume illegal drugs under medical supervision. The Colorado Department of Revenue reported that retailers sold $162.5 million worth of legal marijuana products in March, an increase from February, but a 22% decline from last year. A former U.S. attorney for Massachusetts criticized moves by prosecutors not to pursue marijuana cases. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, tweeted, "This weekend, I joined the 2022 NYC Cannabis Parade and AMP rally. Last year, New York equitably legalized cannabis with equity for the communities most hurt by the war on drugs, and that's exactly what we're working to do at the federal level." Senator Jeff Merkley, DEOR, said there's growing momentum and interest in passing cannabis banking legislation. Representative Ed Perlmutter, DCO, suggested that his cannabis banking bill could be augmented by adding research or some money to help district attorneys determine whose records should be expunged. Representative Matt Gaetz, RFL, replied to a tweet from President Joe Biden criticizing Republicans' plans, saying, "Actually, Brandon, my plan for lower drug costs includes legal marijuana. Does yours?" Kentucky Democratic Senate candidate Charles Booker tweeted, "Legalize cannabis. I will fight for legalization when I am in the Senate." Texas Democratic congressional candidate Greg Casar tweeted, "Once in Congress, I'll work to legalize marijuana nationwide, expunge records, direct tax revenue to our communities, and end no-knock warrants." Former Texas Governor Rick Perry, R., who also served as U.S. Energy Secretary, spoke about his support for psychedelic therapy. The Louisiana House of Representatives approved a bill to make it easier for people with criminal records to work in the medical cannabis industry. A Kansas Senate leadership spokesperson said it is unlikely lawmakers will pass a medical cannabis bill when they return to session later this month. An Indiana senator tweeted about a Delaware cannabis legalization bill advancing, saying, "Yet another state is moving toward the legalization of cannabis. Indiana cannot continue to be stuck in the past on this issue. Cannabis legalization is crucial for criminal justice reform, medical benefits, new businesses, and new jobs, and providing tax revenue to help Hoosiers struggling with addiction and fix our roads." An Arkansas activist who recently dropped her effort to place a marijuana legalization initiative on the ballot is shifting focus to opposing a separate campaign led by a former lawmaker that is funded by medical cannabis growers. The New Jersey Supreme Court is considering a case on how police test for marijuana impairment. A Pennsylvania court will hear arguments in a case in which a news organization is trying to force regulators to release data on which conditions people are accessing medical cannabis for next week. New York's top marijuana regulator spoke about opportunities for women in the cannabis industry. Michigan regulators launched a marijuana social equity all-star program. Colorado regulators released updated marijuana business licensee demographic data. Washington state regulators will consider marijuana business issues on Wednesday. Maryland's Medical Cannabis Commission will meet on Thursday. The Oregon Task Force on Cannabis-Derived Intoxicants and Illegal Cannabis Production will meet on Thursday. Iowa's Medical Cannabidiol Board will meet on Friday. At least 9 marijuana and drug reform bills are scheduled for committee hearings on Wednesday. There we go folks, thank you for watching this video by www.my420spot.com. Have a great day everyone. See you tomorrow.